Hey YouTube, it's your girl Miss Panda and I'm back with another video. Today I want to cover my jazzy life and Nika's life and a few other topics. But before we get into today's video, hit a like for your girl because it's free and it helps to push my videos into the algorithm. Okay? And please share my videos with your friends, family, or whoever you see fit. And subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop any new videos. Okay, so let's start the conversation off with Nika. I want to do a reaction on her snatching bonnet in public prank on her daughter's video. The first thing that I noticed was that her daughter Naya was with her yet again. Don't get me wrong. I feel like they have a good mother-daughter relationship, but yeah, there is a but. I'm going to need for both of them to find friends their own age to hang out with. Naya needs friends of her own age to hang out with. It's weird for a young girl that age to be stuck up underneath her mother all the damn time. And Nika needs people her own age too that she can relate to, like women with children that she can socialize with. Because at this point, Nika is draining Naya of her youth. And Nika needs new content. All she do is eat and go to bingo, the end. If it's not bingo, which I think is for older people, sorry, older people, but it is. And why are they always wearing that bonnet in public? They be every damn where with their bonnet on and those nasty looking first eyes. Don't get me wrong, I wear a bonnet to bed and around my house. I sure do. And I ain't gonna lie about it. But not outside. But hey, to each his own. As for me, I wouldn't do it. Now, back to the nasty first slide she be wearing. No, don't get me wrong. I like me a cute first slide, especially with a cute outfit and a nice, fresh pedicure. It got to be right when you wear that type of shoe, though. She makes slides look bad. Like they really, 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 really make slides look bad. And last but not least, she had the audacity to wear not only a bonnet and first slides, but she had the nerve to step her ratchet ass up into a bathrobe. She went outside wearing a bathrobe. Yes, some people might call it a house coat. I call it a bathrobe. Now, Nika, you know your ass is dead ass wrong for that shit. Walking around city trends dressed tacky as hell like that. Then you had the nerve to have Naya gallivanting behind you all willy-nilly style filming this bullshit. Nika, you are this girl's role model, okay? You have to set a better example for her because she is a teenager. It is not acceptable for a woman to come outside looking like that. I'll give you a pass if you at home and you need to take out the trash because sometimes it be like that. We might be in the house, we might be cleaning up, we might be walking around and because when you're at home, you got on your little comfortable clothes. You got your outside clothes and you got your comfortable clothes. You don't wear your fly shit around the house to be, wash doing laundry and folding clothes and cooking and cleaning up and taking out shit like that. You wear your house shit. But if you got to run outside real quick and take out the trash or get the mail or grab something out your car, sometimes you might run outside with your little bonnet and your bathrobe and stuff on. But anything outside of those things to me is unacceptable. I mean, some people may have a difference of opinion, and I'm cool with that. But I'm an individual and I feel like it's unacceptable. And a woman doesn't need to be dressed to the nines like every single solitary day. I mean, you don't have to have your face beat down with makeup. I mean, you don't need a full face of like a full beat, like foundation, lashes, a wig glued down. You don't have to do all that all the time, but you do at the very least. You should be presentable when you step your ass outside. I mean, you could keep it the bare minimum, like at least fix your hair a little bit, even if it ain't nothing but an afro. It could be a twist out. It could be your hair in a ponytail. It could be, and just some cute lip gloss and like maybe some lashes or some mascara. You don't even got to wear it because not everybody knows how to put on lashes. I just learned not too long ago how to put on lashes. So everybody doesn't have the privilege of paying somebody to put lashes on for them because maybe they don't have the money or maybe they just don't have the skill set to be able to put on lashes. But you still can make yourself look cute. You still can run a comb through your hair. And even if your hair is natural, you still can get you a spray bottle with some water and some leave-in conditioner and spray something on it and make it look, put some twist in it. You could do something to yourself without walking around with a bonnet on all the time, Nika. Like, come on now. Now, listen, come on now. Okay. That's why you turn your comments off because you know that people gonna dig in your ass for how you be walking around looking. And she went on again to discuss her CPS allegations and why she still doesn't have the kids back in her custody. Nika needs to follow CPS guidelines so that she can get her kids back. I know certain people who, and I'm not going to name them out of respect, for their privacy, but I know people, that have had their children taken away by child protective services. And once they remove your kids from the house, they're not going to just hand you back your kids like that. There's certain guidelines that you have to follow. Like you have to maybe go to parenting classes. You just have to, it depends on what your circumstances is as to what they want from you. They might want you to take anger management classes. They may want you to take parenting classes. They may want you to clean your house because maybe your house may not be what they feel the living conditions may not be acceptable for children to live in order for your children to come back in. It depends on what it is. She needs to follow those guidelines if she want those kids back. You can get on live every single solitary day, boo boo, and sit up there and say, "Oh, I miss my kids. I love my kids. I miss my kids." All the fuck you fucking want to. That's not going to tug at those people at CPS heartstrings and make them give those kids back to you. That shit don't mean nothing. Faith without works is nothing. You have to put the work in if you want the children back, and that's just the bottom fucking line. And that's just it. I'm not going to baby you. And that's just it. Okay, so let's switch gears for a second and talk about Lady Bling for a second. She finally took the kids out somewhere. She took them trick or treating while they were down in Florida. Carlos had a nice costume. She looked like Frankenstein to me as far as her costume, but Bling said that she was a zombie. Either way, it was a really, really, really creative and cute costume. Like it was really, really nice. She had like the little axe going on top of her head, and her makeup looked like it was like done on like a movie set with like the blood dripping down. It was just really, 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 really cute. Um, But like I said again, it didn't look like a zombie costume to me. It looked more like Frankenstein, but whatever. Elijah's costume was cute too. He looked like he could have been like maybe Yogi the Bear or Scooby Doo. Jeremiah, I'm not really sure what Jeremiah's costume was. He said he was some type of walking thing. I forgot. I have to go back and look. But that's what he said he was. But either way, it looked like they had a really, really good time. But all the kids had on their costumes and stuff. And Bling was dressed up. Woods wasn't dressed up though. You know how men are. Like my husband wouldn't have dressed up either. But Bling was dressed up. She said that Bling said that she was Barbara. Like, hi Barbara, this is Shirley. She said she was hi Barbara, this is Shirley Frankenstein's side piece. That's exactly what she said. Don't get upset with me, but that's what she said. Go and check her live that she did today. Um, that's a weird name if you ask me, but hey, it is what it is. What got me is that Bling said that Woods was a hobo for Halloween. Talk about disrespect, honey. She don't have no respect for that man. And I told y'all that before in a previous vlog that I had did that she don't have no respect for that man. None at all. And did you see his face after she said that shit? He was pissed to the highest level of pistivity, if there was such a thing, honey. He was pissed the fuck off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would have been pissed off too if my significant other said some shit like that in front of people. She was on live, and not only was she on live, she had the kids in the back seat. Once she noticed that how his facial expression, his body language was, she tried to change it. But when she saw how mad he was, but it was too late. The damage was already done. She went from calling him a hobo to changing it to a hitchhiker. Okay, as if that's any better. But anyway, that's not some shit you say to your man. Period. Whether y'all by yourself or otherwise, but especially not in front of people. Blaine needs to realize that she's not a prize. I'm sorry. I'm saying she's not an ugly woman, but she doesn't have a lot of men beating her door down to be with her. Okay. I'm not basing what I'm saying solely on looks alone because she's not a bad looking woman as far as looks. She's not like super ugly, but she's not like pretty. But if you base things on her attitude, she's a selfish woman and she has an annoying and unlikable personality at times that most men wouldn't want to deal with. They wouldn't find that attractive. That's what I mean when I say that she doesn't have men beating down her door to be with her because they're not going to like her personality. Okay. It's not always just about how you look. You have to have a certain chemistry and a certain decorum and a certain etiquette in the way that you carry yourself as a woman in order to make a man want to like stay with you. So she needs to lay off of Woods before he leave her ass, because he looked like he's really getting tired of her. To me, I don't know if y'all see what I see, but that man looked like he getting about sick of her ass. Soon as he find him a woman other than her that's willing to put up with his bullshit, he gonna be good. He gonna be gone. Okay. He just counting down the days. He tried to smile a little bit to play off the fact that she pissed him off, but he didn't do it well. He didn't hide it that well. And also, did y'all notice that his beard was more gray than usual today? Um, well, if y'all didn't, child, I didn't either. I didn't notice it until she actually pointed it out, to tell you the truth. But because the reason why I say that is because his beard always looked gray. But she pointed out that his beard looked super gray today because she had sprayed it with some type of gray spray that was in a can, but it didn't look any different than how it normally looks. But anyway, because she did that because she wanted it to match her hair, because she was like doing the whole Barbara Shirley Bride of Frankenstein side chick type of thing, and she had sprayed a little bit of the gray spray paint spray can hair stuff in her hair, and she wanted him to kind of match her. You know how she does. She always want him to do everything that she says, whether he wants to do it or not. But anyway, and she kept asking the kids why they were looking the way that they were looking. They were looking so blah, as she says. Really? If you've got to ask, you already know the answer. Shit. It's probably because you was getting on their damn nerves too. And in true bling fashion, she started fussing at Woods for taking them to an all-white church for a trunk or treat program that they were having for the kids. It was so funny. I had to see it. It was hysterical. She didn't want to take the children to the trick or treat at the church because she felt that their costumes were demonic looking. Well, I think it's a little bit too late for you to be trying to be upset and be offended about how you look. You already don't left the damn house. What the hell he supposed to do? Turn around and take y'all home? Girl, bye. You a hot mess. You always gotta have a reason to fuss that man out. You ain't never happy. Then she got mad because when they got to the church to do the trunk or treat thing, she got mad because he wouldn't get out of the car with her and and go inside with them, which they were basically, it wasn't really an inside thing. They were all like parked in the church parking lot with different cars lined up on either side. And I guess their cars were decorated, and I guess they, were giving candy from the trunks of their car, but she kind of wanted him to get out and walk around with them, and he didn't want to for whatever reason. And he doesn't really have to have a reason. If he doesn't want to get out the car, he shouldn't have to. He's a grown man. As long as it's not like he was dropping them off and then pulling off and then leaving them and then coming back, where they'd be totally left alone, at the mercy of these people at this church. That's not what it was. He just was in the car. So if anything was to jump off, he's like right there. You know what I mean? So she was just kind of being a little unreasonable in her request. But you know how Bling is, whatever. So, um, so once again, she starts an argument with Woods whenever he won't do what she wants. I don't see why they didn't just go door to door. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. I mean, maybe that was a long time ago. Maybe some people might see that as old school because a lot of people like to do the trunk or treat thing, and I understand that. But it's fun going door to door to me, and it seems like you get more candy like that. But anyway, even her supporters was in the chat telling her to stop talking to him like that. They even starting to get tired of the way she treats him. Then it's not good enough that he finally found a neighborhood for the children to get some candy, because they left. What happened was they left the trunk or treat situation at the church, and he started driving around. They didn't really they wasn't really sure what destination that they were going to go to, because you got to realize that they just got down to Florida not too long ago, so they're not really familiar with the area for real. So they're still trying to, navigate their way around and find their way. But he was eventually able to take them to a very, very nice neighborhood, at that, so that they can go trick or treating. And it was very, very nice. But of course, she had to find a way to argue with him. It wasn't good enough that he finally found the neighborhood for the children to get some candy. You would think that Bling would be happy about that, right? Wrong. In true Bling fashion, she had to find a reason to fuss at him yet again. She fussed at him this time because she was happy that he had finally stopped so that they could get out, but at the same time, she was mad because he wouldn't hold her damn hand. Girl, girl, you can't never be happy, can you? You always got to find a way to ruin the moment. I mean, I wouldn't want to hold her hand either because she irritating as hell. The neighborhood was really nice though, but at least Carlos held her hand because nobody else seemed to want to, and I can't seem to blame them for it either. So, long story short, they ended up having an amazing time going door to door in a nice, safe neighborhood, and they got a lot of candy. So, Bling, it's okay to let Woods lead sometimes, boo. I know that you think that your way is right most of the time, but not all the time. Woods knows what he is doing. You just have to trust him sometimes and trust the process. The next person that I want to talk about is my Jazzy. She was cooking breakfast for her 5 kids this morning. So in the beginning, she was in the kitchen about to prepare breakfast for the kids. Now, the first thing that I noticed was a pile of dishes in the sink. Me personally, I don't know about y'all, but I can't cook in no nasty ass kitchen. I have to make sure that my sink is clear before I cook anything. And the reason why I do that is because just in case when I'm cooking, I might need plates and utensils and different things that I might need while I am cooking. And then I don't want to have to keep stopping and digging my hands in dishwater to have to wash things piece by piece that I need. I like to have everything available and at the ready. So when I cook, I could just be prepared. That's just how I like to do things. But everybody has a different way they do things. And if she wants to cook in a nasty kitchen, then so be it. It is her house and her vlog. She can do what she pleases. And I can do what the fuck I want to do over here. Because this is my shit and it got my name on it. Hence Miss Panda Talk Time. So anyway, getting back into what I was saying is the second thing that I noticed is that her energy towards her kids. She always seems short with them, and she's always frowning whenever they come within a proximity of her. She called Maya out of her room only to press the play button on the TV. So she didn't want to call her out to come and spend time with her in the kitchen so that she can talk. Because my kids do that. Like when I'm in the kitchen cooking, they'll come downstairs and they'll talk to me or whatever, and I'll laugh and talk. I don't give a damn what I'm doing. My kids have access to me because they're my babies, and I'm not going to be short with them or be mean and nasty with them. I engage with them, because I like to see how their day is going, and it's important for me, for their emotional, to get them that type of support and to make them feel loved. More importantly, but she just basically called Amaya out of the room because not because she wanted to talk to her, but because Duty Bug's program had stopped because he was watching some type of kitty program because she had him locked up in his playpen jail while she was cooking for the kids and his program stopped. Instead of her going over there and pressing play, she called Amaya to do it and then sent her back in her room. Okay. Um, but anyway, Aiden tried to come out and into the kitchen and spend time with her, and she sent his ass right back to his room, honey. Yes, she did. She told him to go back in his room. She did not want to be bothered with him while she was on her live, honey. It seems like the only time she want the kids around is when it's one of their birthdays. Does anybody else notice that? So she can get extra money out of her supporters for their birthday so that she doesn't have to come out of her own pocket for their gifts. Jasmine has to realize that she's a content creator that works out of her home. Her channel is supposed to be a family channel, meaning they want to see the kids too and see how her and her kids interact inside of the home. But she insists on keeping them locked inside of their rooms like they're in prison. Their home is ran like a prison, and their rooms are their cells. She had a stone cold attitude, honey, when Kaylin came into the kitchen, but she tried not to act like it for real, for real. But you could tell that she had an issue with her being in there because, for one, you could see it on her face, and you could tell by the way she responded to her. It She was just like, "What is it?" All nasty, and you could tell that's how she always act with them because they seem used to her acting like that. She didn't even seem phased by her, being short and snappy with her like that. She is so full of shit. Jasmine, you full of shit. Yes, I said it. Why the fuck do you have Kaylin walking around with them busted ass glasses on while you on your live and designer looking frames? Bitch, I got a problem with that. Your glasses look mighty nice, and she's walking around with these lopsided, bent frame glasses that's hanging off her face like that. Girl. Hmm. Then you had the nerve to say that the doctor's office was supposed to call you when her glasses was fixed, but they didn't. Okay, so why didn't you call them? You made sure that you had nice glasses. What happened to Kayla's glasses? Then you said that they had to bend the frame for her lens to fit in there. No, bitch, it looked like you bent the motherfucking frame for the fucking lens to fit the fuck in there. That's some unprofessional looking shit. I don't think no doctor's office would do no bullshit like that. Okay? That sounds like bullshit to me. And I see why people don't like you. Because for one, you are extremely self-centered. Why the fuck would you send her to school with glasses like that, Jasmine? You know that they already pick on her because of how you dress her. But then on top of that, you have the audacity to give those kids more ammunition to tease her. But we all know that if it's not Chris, you don't give a damn. And that's right, there is a problem because he don't even like your kids. He don't like you. He don't like your kids, and he doesn't seem to like the baby. Mind you, that's the same baby that you and him laid down and made. He doesn't like you as a woman, a mother, or a girlfriend. He don't like you point blank in the period. And if you can't see that, then you dumb as hell. I can tell by his body language and his facial expressions that he doesn't like you. He can't hide how he feels because it's written all over his face. That man never look happy around you. He always has a sneer or a scowl on his face whenever he's around you. He is the most unhappy looking man that I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, getting back to you and Kaylin in the kitchen, you took her glasses away from her to fake examine them. For what, though? Why did you take her glasses away from her? For what? All you did was hand them back to her and mumble that you have to go up there. I guess you had to go up to the eye doctor. Jasmine, you are a stone cold liar, and I'm going to tell you how I know you fucking lying. Because I just took my daughter to the eye doctor a few months back, and she had to be present with me. And they usually call you in about a week's time to let you know that it's time to pick up your glasses. You know why they haven't called you? You want to know why? It's because you lying. And and why the fuck is you, ooh, you big pig nose? Why is your big pig nose always turned up in the air with a frown on your face when you talk to your kids? The only time you want them around you is when you need them to fetch something for you. Other than that, you don't want to be bothered with them. Jasmine, you're the type of mother that appeals to your man. Chris don't like those kids. That's the reason why you acting like that too. And he feels like he can show his disgust for the kids because he knows that you don't like them either. And Kaylin, no disrespect, to, but Kaylin doesn't speak clearly. So you never understand what she's saying. Why doesn't she have, why don't you get her speech therapy? They offer that service in school. She said that she's going to pay somebody to do the girl's hair. Hmm. Do y'all believe her? Yeah, right. Let's wait on that. Her supporters will probably pay for it, or maybe Philip. Hmm. Her supporters. So anyway, and another thing too, she doesn't cook with love. You know how somebody cooks with love? They put love into their food because you can taste it when you're eating it. Okay? Jasmine food always look thrown together like slop. For to me, a real cook tastes their food as they go along. You never see her tasting food. That's how I was taught how to cook. I was taught to cook. You take a clean spoon and you dip it in there to taste it to see what the food needs. Okay? To see if it needs more seasoning. See if it needs more garlic powder, to see if it needs more onion powder, to see if it needs, to see if it needs more black pepper, to see what the fuck it needs. That's how you cook with love. You take your time and turn the stove down. Everything that she cooked is burnt and it looked like chewed up slop. Hmm. Her food never looked like she put her foot in it either. I never understood how a person that hates kids as much as she does keep having kids. It doesn't make sense to me. Oh, hmm. Because maybe those kids are a benefit to her. Hmm. It just don't make no sense. Then she said she was making them breakfast to hold them off until they go to the store. Did y'all see a vlog of them going to the store? Because I sure didn't. So clearly she was lying. Okay. Jasmine acts stupid to me too. She act like she didn't know how to cut a kiwi fruit. That's what I just said. She didn't know how to cut a kiwi fruit. There's no science to it. You just take a knife and you just slice it. Or you just take a little potato peeler and you peel the little hairy skin off of it, and you just cut it into slices or chunks. It's simple. It's not rocket scientists. It's just simple. Okay? Then she was getting mad because her kids was being kids. Her kids were making noise while she was on live. You know how kids do. They was fussing at each other, how siblings do. But Jasmine expects them to act like statues because she's on live. Newsflash, Jasmine, their whole life doesn't revolve around YouTube like yours does. Okay? They are children. You can't expect for them to sit still like statues kids don't operate like that. They are children. That is normal. That's normal. That's what kids do. You're not a first time mother. You have to grow the fuck up. And I notice it also takes her forever to give them their food when she know they be hungry as hell. She be taking her sweet time getting their food together. First of all, me personally, they food need to be together before they get up. Then you got the nerve to be mad because they fussy. Bitch, they fussy because they hungry. Shit. Hmm. But you wouldn't know what hunger feels like because you eat all the damn time. Then she threw their utensils down at them when she did get them their food. Shame on you, Jasmine. And when she did finally get them their food, the portions weren't enough to get them full. It looked like they had eggs, two measly slices of bacon, when they should have had 4 slices each. And where's their waffles? Where's their toast? Where's their pancakes? I don't give a damn if the waffles was frozen. I don't care if the pancakes was frozen. You could have took some bread and put it in the fucking toaster oven. You could have put some butter on that damn bread and put it on top of the stove and melted that down. You could have made them some grilled cheese sandwiches to go along with that, with them eggs and that bacon and that fruit. It's nice that you're giving them fruit, but give them fruit that they like. They seem to be struggling eating that kiwi because they didn't like it. And you probably don't like kiwi fruit either. That's why you gave it to them and tried to force them to eat it. Because you know you and Chris don't like it. You get them the shit that chat don't want. You know them damn kids don't like that, but kids like bananas and they like strawberries too. And they like blackberries. And they like oranges. Those are fruits that kids like. Hmm. They needed some type of starch like oatmeal or grits, something that's going to stick to them. Or maybe some cream of wheat. Now, let me tell you how to fix up some cream of wheat and some oatmeal. Now, you could do it 2 ways. You could put a little bit of sugar in there, a little bit of butter and sugar you could put it in your grits, your cream of wheat, or your oatmeal. This is what this recipe is for. It's simple, so take a listen. You're going to get you some milk and you're going to cook your cream of wheat, your oatmeal, your grits down. When it get done, you're going to sit up there and take you either a tablespoon of sugar and put it down in there. And if you ain't got no sugar, you could take a couple of spoonfuls of yogurt and mix that up in there and put it in there. Okay? Or you could take you some applesauce and mix it up and put it in and give it to them kids, and they'll tear that damn oatmeal, applesauce, or grits up. I promise you. Because I know it's been tested on my kids and they eat it. And they fuck it up too. And they be full because oatmeal, grits, and cream of wheat stick to you. You got to give them kids some food to stick to. And if you make some pancakes, I'm going to tell you how to make them kids full. When you make them some pancakes, you're going to mix you up a little bit of cream of wheat in the batter. You know why? Because the cream of wheat is going to thicken that batter and make them pancakes a little bit more nourishing for them. And it's going to give it a little bit more substance to them so that them damn pancakes can stick to them kids. Pour some syrup on it and they'll never know. You got to learn how to hide vegetables and hide good stuff in food so kids don't see it. But they're going to fuck it up and eat it and they're going to leave you alone too. Hmm. But you don't care. So what I just said is going to go on one ear out the other. But I did my part. She never lets Duty Bug feed himself either. He don't want you to feed him anymore. That's why he be pushing your hand away. When a child gets to the point where you're feeding them and they're pushing your hand away, that's their way of telling you that they want to feed themselves. You need to cut his food up, cut his bacon into pieces, cut his eggs up into little portions where it's small enough for him to eat them, and let him pick it up by hand to get the feeling of feeling the food in his hand and putting it to his mouth. That's how he builds his cognitive abilities. He has to learn how to use his hands. Okay? He's going to take food. And I noticed that you was getting mad because Duty Bug was throwing his food on the floor. That's what the fuck babies do. That's what babies do, boo. And like I said, you're not a first time mother. You should know that that's what kids do. And if you don't like it, then oh the fuck well, because you don't want him to throw that food on the floor because your lazy ass don't want to sweep that floor and clean up after that baby. But it is what the motherfucking fuck it is, because you creating a situation that you ain't gonna want to deal with, because you slowing that baby down and it's causing him to be a little. You can make your kid, you can henpeck your kids. That don't necessarily mean that they slow. Henpecking to mean that you can make them slow. Not there's a difference between being born with delays and your parents henpecking you into having delays. You can henpeck a child by having delays, by doing everything for them and not allowing them to be independent. And that's what you doing to Duty and them other kids. That's why you be so stressed out and so upset about them. Those kids need routine chores. They need a daily routine besides being stuck in their room on their tablet. That is not effective. That is not healthy. They need to go outside. I don't give a damn if it is cold outside. It can't be. Put some hoodies on them and let them run around in that backyard to run some of that energy out so they can be tired a little bit. And take them outside so they can get some of those good. There's good germs and there's bad germs. The reason why they're sick all the time is because they're always shut in. You got to help to build their immune system by giving them a children's vitamin every single solitary day and give them some foods with vitamin C in it. Build their immune systems. That little bit of food is not, it doesn't have enough nutritional substance in it to help to sustain them goddamn on the kids. Girl, I'm sick of you. Hmm. And also, I don't feel like she feeds the kids enough, because after Kaylin finished eating, she still looked hungry to me. If y'all go back and watch that video from today, that little girl seemed like she still was hungry. And I know for a fact that she still was hungry because after Duty Bug was finished, Kaylin had asked could she have his food. And she gave Duty Bug's food to Kaylin. It wasn't much food left, but she still gave it to her because she was still hungry. Jasmine had to bribe them to eat their food by promising to take them to the store. That's sad when you gotta bribe your kids, taking them to the store. Not even nowhere, no place fly like Six Flags or, no, but by taking, that's how you can tell she don't take no. You gotta bribe them by taking them to the store just so they can eat your nasty ass food. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Jasmine, you on bull. You need to sit up there and do a little bit better when it comes down to those children. As far as feeding them, you need to feed them bigger portions. Kaylin is 10 years old. She got to be at least in the fourth or fifth grade. She needs more bigger portions than that. You got to stop playing. And the mind needs a little bit more food than that too. Okay. And people are not just saying this to you because we're trying to be mean to you. It's because we see something. You need to go back and watch your videos after you post them to see how you look. Hmm. I'm going to need for y'all to drop down in the comment section and tell me how y'all feel about what I said about Nika Bling and Jasmine. And just let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And tell a friend to tell a friend. And hit the notification bell for your girl. Thank you for listening to me. I love you all and have a blessed day. Be blessed.